Is it working now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Oh man, yes, finally. Okay. I'm about to I
Technology.
went to the Play Store to see if I needed an update. I'm like, I'm really getting tired of this shit. I'm about
I'm
to
about
I
to
mean, I
say
have another
something.
app that basically does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at Skype so we could start doing video, but I'm getting tired of this. I have to have another option.
Yeah, I hear
I had to
that
cancel
because
last night. Yeah.
that's crazy. I know. I figured out. I was like, am I talking? Hello, hello, hello. I'm about to sound like Baba Booey from Howard Stern. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I figured what was going on. But you know what? It just I guess share it now or however you want to do it. I don't know how this thing works.
Yeah. That arrow you see there, you can share it
Hmm.
that way.
Okay,
I
so here
just
we go.
copy it and I send it to people on Messenger while we talking.
Sweet. Okay, so that'll work. And we could just get this ball rolling, right?
Yeah. How you doing today?
I'm okay. You know what? It's freezing. So I got the fireplace going. I have the heat turned on. I got a sweater. You would think that I live in the boondocks. It's
Cozy
cold.
though.
I know.
Yeah.
I cooked. I did all my chores, and now I'm just watching the Goonies. And when you hit me up, I was like, "Sure, I'll jump on. I have no problem." Yeah.
Just
So
letting
what?
trying to get some people in here because I know it's just freezing, so everybody gets redirected at the same time.
Well, you know what it is too. It's Friday. We're in the middle of a
Yeah.
pandemic.
I
Ain't
don't
nothing
expect
to
any,
go on.
but
Absolutely. So you have all those people like I don't know. I got hit up twice already while waiting for you. I was like, hello. I was like, this is not a dating app, please. Like, leave me alone. Like the
oh
one
my
that this
god,
me and
that's
the
insane.
my
Like people be
yeah, like the
extra.
other day, I got hit up after we finished talking. I got hit up a couple of dudes like, "Hey, how are you? And your voice sounded sexy." I was just like, no, if you could see the rock, it's on it." No,
Beastie.
thank you. Beast. Like it's just crazy. Like I can't deal with that nonsense. But
So
either
guys,
way,
today is it's your girl BMF Goddess. Today I have my co-host Yadi again. She's
yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
Thank you for being.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I forgot there's no light in this motherfucker. I can't see.
Can't work in the dark, honey. Can't work in the dark.
Especially me, my four eyes see. I don't wear my glasses like you do, so I'm extra blind. Uh,
No, I've been
today we're
guilty.
gonna be talking about crazy exes, boyfriends, girlfriends, all the drama that bad breakups can fall into. I'm pretty sure people got the baby mama, baby daddy drama as well. It's all too uh it's pretty much just natural life now.
Amen to
Honestly,
that.
I'd appreciate any of the listeners to call in and share your stories or opinions and statements. Please be encouraged to do that. And just a little
Absolutely.
side note,
There's
just a little
plenty of
side
those.
note, I'm sorry.
No, I just said there's plenty of those baby mama dramas. It's not about the mamas, it's also about the daddies. If you You got it. Just
I
talk
think
about it.
more
Let's go.
people have relationship problems than there are people that are actually truly happy.
Yeah, that's a shame. You know,
That's
it
this
took me years to get
this
to this point.
generation.
Absolutely. That's why I teach my boys, don't, hey, gone today, here to tomorrow. Don't worry, it's all good. Don't be wifing up somebody
Or
right away.
or take your time because you got a whole life to deal with that headache. Dating's overrated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It really is. You know, it's
Especially
hard.
the I definitely couldn't be a teenager in today's age.
I wouldn't want to be either. I couldn't do this. Knowing what I know now and dealing with what the kids go through nowadays, now with social media and all these apps and all that other stuff, like what happened to just passing me a note saying if you like me, check yes or no?
You silly.
I miss those. Don't you miss those days?
I remember those days.
Those simple
Yeah.
times, no drama, not even baby mama, no baby daddy, no ex-girlfriend beef, no ex-boyfriend beef. It was just like, hey, I like you. You like me? Okay, let's meet on the second floor in the staircase.
Exactly.
Good times, good times. But yes, please speak on the subject. Exes, crazy ones. I know you got stories, girl.
Wow. Bad breakups can be the worst, especially if you have children together, which most people do. I myself don't have children, and luckily so, because I've had my fair share of piece of shit people in my life. And for me, that would have been a tremendous mistake.
Yeah, that's
But
true. I have an ex-husband and I have a baby daddy. I hate calling him that because we both are mature enough adults to not speak like that. Like, no, I'm gonna be honest. Like, he hates
yeah,
if I was to say my baby daddy. Like, he gets so mad, and would hate. I would hate for him to call me baby mama. Like, it's just, we're more mature adults now. We've known
right.
each other since we were teens, and I was with him with the majority of my life. I've been fortunate enough to have him as a husband. I'm not gonna even front, it was good, and when it was bad. And we're actually more mature now. He's happy that I'm living where I'm living and where I'm at in my life. He was very supportive when things went south with certain things in my life when it came to my children or when my husband was away at boot camp, and I could honestly say, he stepped up and he was there for me, and he was a big, he was my backbone. He was my moral support, and I cannot complain about that. Like I've been fortunate and blessed enough that I don't have that drama, but in my younger years, he's bendito. Like, high school
Yeah,
and that
we all go through it.
drama. Yeah, we all kind of go through that. Like, it's a
It's part of
growing phase.
learning.
Absolutely. And you know what? And the maturity level with just dealing with exes nowadays when it was, listen, I cut you off. That's just in any manner. If I don't feel you, like that's it. You're not my Instagram, you're not on my you Facebook, YouTube, nothing. I don't want nothing to do with you. It's an easy block. It's so refreshing that you could do that versus back in the day, you would have to see these people or cross paths with them or like see them in the street, go to a different store, different
Yeah.
times. But we have to do it
Honestly,
nowadays.
it's the
Different. Go
yeah,
ahead.
absolute yeah. Honestly, let me see. I can't say I mean, about we'll say 90% of my past relationships have all ended like shit. And I know that's true for a lot of people. I know there's people who have trouble moving on from that, or people who feel they need closure. Let me tell you one important thing. Closure is not that important for the people who want to go stalk their exes after or just not let go, and that's toxic for you. You especially in situations that are toxic, that closure or you don't need it. What you need to do is move on. And I say this because almost all of my exes have stalked me after, and I find this appalling. And people really need to stop.
It's like too
Have you
little,
ever been
too late.
stalked by
Like,
an ex?
not they weren't even really my boyfriends, but before, my husband, I did have a stalker, and it wasn't fun,
Yeah.
like hooked up once, maybe twice, but like you just kept on hitting me up and like at I not for nothing, it was at the weirdest times at night and like dude, I know what you're looking for and that's it. It's done. You had enough, you had a taste, I'm done, I'm over it. Like, you know what? It was like it wasn't mind blowing for me. And now I have someone and I was with my husband and that's when we were just dating and I said, "Look, I've moved on. Can back up." Yo, homeboy was in front of my house. I saw his car and he tried to play himself. No, that wasn't me. Like, dude, I saw your car. Like you were parked in front of my house and keep it stepping. Like just keep it moving. I'm just not with that. And it's just I could just look at the time that those times that I was single and those times that, I was available, I didn't give myself completely to anybody because I was still searching for my Mr. Right. And then when I found it, that's it. The door was closed to everyone else, and as it should be for anyone. And that's why they're called exes. That's why they called ex flames. You know what? The fire burned
Hmm.
out, boo. Just keep going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
it's definitely it's definitely a psychological thing. A lot boils down to your psychological, especially when it comes to stalking, because I don't like to use the word normal, but the average person doesn't think, oh, I'm gonna stalk this motherfucker to the end of time. That there's something wrong in there. Like average people don't do that. Like um like my last ex, man, he couldn't leave it alone for 2 years. Like, and yeah, I'm telling, it's just why? Why I gotta
that's
do
too
that?
long.
And then especially those that they'll see you happy and you moved on and they still trying to pull you back. Like, no, move on with your life. The planet is full, chock full of people.
That is the truth. There's too many people in this world that you have to just settle for one. And I tell this to my sons, when you're in a relationship and yeah, you get your heart broken and I'm sorry, but boo, there's so many more out there. Like you can't tell me until you find the one, it's the one. But until then, let's keep it stepping, keep it moving. Let's just let the ball continue to roll. And unfortunately, I do know some people who are still harped on their exes and just won't leave it alone or so heartbroken. And it just shows the strength of character.
Also, when you are doing that and you miss them or whatever and you're creeping on their shit, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just I never understood the stalking thing. I never understood like, all right,
Especially when
I'm not
they're
with them.
unwanted.
Like
If
if
you're gonna
there's
do it in the
no
shadows and they don't even know about it, fine. But
absolutely. Like here's
when
a
it's
personal
unwanted,
story. Yeah, a personal story
shoot.
of my own was when my first marriage, when we were ending. I'm not gonna say we just had a differences, and he did move on before I did, and it broke my heart. And I was one of those people on MySpace and looking into messages and all sorts of stuff. And I just set myself up more for the hurt. Instead of just saying, all
Yeah.
right, boss moves, keep it moving, get the ball rolling,
Yeah.
just on to the
And then
next.
more empathetic towards that, I understand. And that's why I said that's just hurting yourself. You didn't do
It
like no
does.
crazy stalking, like unwanted
No.
stalking.
No, but I could tell you, like out in the middle of the night, here I am on MySpace, just looking at this picture and looking at this girl and like seeing the messages, and it was just like, yo, I'm not even divorced yet. Like it was just it was hurtful, and I can't tell you the amount of pain that I was in. And I'm not gonna say that you don't carry that pain for the rest of your life because you do. You do. And you know what? They're called battle scars for a reason, but they could only make you stronger. But I could honestly say I could look at this man today and I have an admiration for him because he is an amazing dad, because I never took that away from him because he is an amazing father. But just for us, we just didn't work. And we were young, and me being young minded, I was 26, and I had two kids, and I just didn't want to let go. I didn't want to let go because I was like, why did I go this far? I've been with you for 10 years, and I could go on and on and on, but you know what? I had to just be the woman and swallow my pride and just keep going. And when I did, I ended up finding the one. How I found the one is a story in itself. Like I said, I found my love in MySpace, and I don't regret it. But it took a healing process to go through that. I had to go through some rotten apples to get to where I am now. Like even if it was a brief time
Oh,
dating,
for sure.
oof, girl, you can't tell me like the things that I
You
saw in
appreciate
my
that's where they used to
those
go down for
I,
Instagram.
yeah, like like MySpace messages. I remember I still have I still have MySpace just for
Oh,
nostalgic purposes. Yeah, because now it's more music. But back in the day, you used to put a fancy photo with your music in the background and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I had my stalkers there too, man. That was fun.
interesting stuff. I used to date
Dude,
this used to female, and she she gave me a nice month before she started showing her real self. And by real self, I mean insanely jealous and clingy. Like it was like it was my first time dealing with a female like that. Because normally I would deal with males that were like that. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like she wouldn't want me to be friends with no chicks. She didn't want me. First of all, I'm bisexual. Do not tell me I cannot talk to no guys either. That I can be with just that doesn't mean me being bisexual. I'm gonna cheat on one with the other. No, but she just wanted to control everything. I'm not a person who cheats. I've always been faithful. I still buy to my morals, and she didn't have to worry about none of that. She was just really she had a little insecurity issues, which that always comes into play with people who have insanely jealousy issues because there's levels to it. There's an amount of jealousy, wouldn't you say, that's healthy, and then there's some overboard, right?
I would agree with that because my husband could tell you that I can be that jealous type, but to the safe limits. Like I'm not on his phone,
Exactly.
I'm not on his messages, that because there's amount of
Yes.
trust. But if a girl's looking at you a little bit too hard or just a little bit too friendly, the eyebrows gonna raise up like the rock, like
She didn't
that's
want
just
me to
how
do
it goes.
nothing without her either. And just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you have to freaking trail each other 24/7, do everything together. The perfect, there is a healthy amount of time that you should be spending separate as well. And she was just
Absolutely.
it just got too much. And I have a lot of patience, but you know, I spoke to her and I was like, no, I can't do this. This is not working out for me and whatever. And she didn't take it well at all. It turned into a big fight, whatever. So it ended bad. And then let me see. I think it was like 2.5 weeks later, I heard from her and she told me that she had been diagnosed with cancer. And
Oh
I really
boy.
felt like shit, you know. I went to see her and we spoke or whatever. And it kind of, brought us back together a little. I started seeing her again or whatever. Long story short, I found out the bitch was lying. She did that just so that I could take her back. And people that are disgraceful on their own, and then to, lie about something like that, I definitely,
Wow.
like, I blocked her and everything. But yeah, that
That
was a crazy ex story that I had.
now that's some psycho chick phase right there. I was gonna actually ask you, is there a difference between the since you are
Again,
bi? Is there a
psychological
difference?
problem.
Yeah. With the
What you
well, no, is there a difference if it's like, do you get crazier females or do you get crazier males? Because let me tell you something, as a female,
said?
I know I could get crazy.
Yeah, and they can. And I hear the horror stories from my guy friends as well. But surprisingly, I've had worse things happen to me and gone through worse with males. Not the female that I really haven't. Although they're a lot to handle, and I understand where guys come from, but definitely guys talk about females. 98% of my exes were all fucking crazy. Let's play a message. Go ahead.
All right, I'll play one.
Oh, I hate girls like that and guys like that.
We're right with you, sister.
That's right. Hold on, we got one more. Let me play with the other one.
And Goddess knows about my crazy exes that didn't want me around nobody.
Yeah, we've been through it. I think we've
I
dated
will.
the worst scum of the earth. I should have a fucking award. But I wouldn't award myself because I allow myself to go through it. So at the end of the day, I really put the blame on myself. But you live and you learn.
But you can only get stronger from your experiences. If you don't learn something from it, then, I always thank God
Facts.
for the experiences that I get, good, bad, or indifferent. Just, what is an experience and I learn from. If you can't learn from it and get a lesson from something, then what's the point of going through all that?
Yeah, that's right.
But I could tell you
But
that.
real. I know Nori has some horror stories. Just share
Oh,
those.
hold
Go
on, I'll
ahead.
play
You say
another
that.
message.
It's true what both of y'all saying right now. Because you live and you learn. And on top of that, exes just makes you find someone 10 times better than them. That it's like, I'm glad I'm not dating that person no more.
Yeah, there's definitely always the potential. Like I said, the world is chock full of people. There's always the potential of meeting somebody who's going to treat you better. Or you just not settling until you meet that person. Because I've been through all types of abuse before, which I plan to do another show on. But I'd be damn if I deal with the same shit that I have now. Like, your mindset definitely changes.
That needs a clap, 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 clap. I'm telling you right now
Clap it
because
up, clap it up.
that's right. Because no, ideally, that's the truth. If you gotta live and you gotta learn, and it's a hard road, and I know you've been through it, and you're standing here today to say, I've been through it, and here I am, and I'm a better person from it. So, clapping it up for you, girl.
Man,
But it's the
maybe
truth.
you could. I want to really like find a co-host that has been through that exact thing to speak about it with. So I'm still doing that research, but that's definitely gonna be. a big show because I have so much horror history that I've always wanted to share, especially for other people. I want to
Hmm.
get like people that have been through it or maybe even going through it to come and share because it's just sad how often and how, it just is going to continue to happen.
And not only that, it's very therapeutic anyway to have a voice and to just to talk. Like sometimes that's all you need is
Yeah.
someone to listen, someone to hear you out and like, girl, I don't need your opinion about anything. I just need you to listen, to hear where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And I got you. I got you.
Be able to talk in a safe place where nobody knows you and you could just let it out.
Yeah,
You
it's an
could play that.
emotional release. Absolutely. I will. Hold on.
I'm 37 years old now. It took me, my oldest is 17, so it took me 18 years to find someone good in my life. Even though sometimes he's a pain in my ass and we bump heads sometimes, but yeah, everything little by little is getting better. I got my good days and my bad days, but it's 10 times better than my ex, Raymond, Ramon, whatever how you say his damn name is. That was the worstest relationship I ever been in.
Well, clapping it up for you, homegirl. So you did better, and that's how it works. Got to go through those bad apples to get one good one.
Yeah, she's married now. She's married to the guy that actually put the rock on it because I never thought that would happen. Not in an offensive way. I'm just saying, never thought she would. And he sticks by her, so that's good.
Yeah, and you learn from it, and that's the only thing you can do, you know? Hold on, there's another little message. Hold on.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna be married to him almost 3 years on January 8th.
Yo, you need to give that man an award. Fuck, cause you a lot to deal with too, and you know it.
But aren't we all a little bit a lot to deal with?
Oh hell yeah, of course.
Because my husband could
When
tell
I'm
you,
on the
like, whew, he's not here, but let me tell you, he'll tell you, like, oh, there's days that he just can't deal with me, but you know what? There is no better person to deal with me the right way, and he deals with me.
That's love. That's real love.
Oh yeah, plus he's
Because
also a
anybody
big
else would just
pain in
give
my
up
ass.
and. But he's equally a pain. They are equal pains.
Yes, but that's how it's supposed to be. You know, a little bit of pain in the ass and a lot of love at the same time, and that's what
Right.
everyone
You
needs,
take the
you know?
bad with the good, even as long as it's not toxic.
Absolutely. You know, like once it starts getting toxic, excuse me, you need to learn how to, you know, get away or leave. And I know sometimes it's so hard for some people to leave, but there has to be
Hell yeah,
someone, a
especially if you have
family.
history.
Yeah, absolutely. There has to be an outlet somewhere, somehow.
Oh my gosh, it's good you touched on that because I know, a few people who have spoken to me about their like really damn it's toxic stuff and they stay together because of the children and I find that to be so sad because one, you're not helping them that way. And two, I know how difficult it must be to just finally be like, okay, that's enough. So,
And plus, do you really want to raise your children in these kind of environments? Because let me tell you, they might not be saying anything, but they're watching and they're absorbing, and
yeah.
they're the product of this. So whatever we
And it's
do, as
affecting them.
absolutely, absolutely, and as a parent myself to three boys, I look at it like I want them to treat a female the right way. So if I'm gonna have a man that's gonna treat me like shit, that's not good for them either. But if he's gonna
Clap it
worship,
up for her because that is so true. They
you know,
learn
if
from you
he's
what you're doing, how they see dad is treating you, or how they see your mom is getting treated. They're gonna emulate that. They're gonna think this is how it goes, or be like, Or in the end, it's gonna be like, oh, my father or my mother was a piece of shit. Either way, it's not
Absolutely.
good. And then not only that, but it affects them in the way they're growing up. It'll affect them in ways psychologically that you would never know.
Absolutely. And then you know what? It's the things that a child sees, it could only it can mess with them in the long run. And I myself, I could say that my oldest has told me he's seen things, and I try to like you protect your
E-
kids as much as possible. But there's things that he's seen
Exactly,
that I
but
wish he never saw,
it's right.
but
It's impossible to shield them from everything.
absolutely. But let me play this message. Hold on.
But sometimes I feel like a bad person because I'm talking to one of my exes that I lost a baby by him, and you know who that person is because you was with me when I went to it.
You
Wow.
wanna hit on that, Yadi?
Yeah. Hold on, let me hit another one because I think she wasn't finished. Hold on.
That is so true because I be telling my husband all the time, don't yell in front of the kids because they pick up what you say. Because like me and my husband, we talking loud in the kitchen. My son quickly thinks we're arguing. He goes in the kitchen and yells at us. He can't talk yet. He yells at us. And my daughter used to do that same thing too.
Oh, absolutely. My kids will check me real quick. Like, Ma, like, lower down the voice. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm really loud. Okay. But
I'm
they're
sorry. My
sponges.
brother is texting me.
No, it's okay. But no,
My
kids are
little brother.
sponges.
Oh yeah.
They're sponges,
You're
and
molding every part.
if you're trying to, mold these children as to be better people, and unfortunately, we can't protect them from every single thing. We can't, I can't be that helicopter parent. And I tell my boys, when you're even my oldest, he's on his own. You got to do right. Mom's always going to be here. I always give you my advice, but I'm never going to sugarcoat shit either. Because you know what? He's done some stuff too. But you got to pull through. And I could, testament today that is all good now, on all ends.
Yeah.
So let me play this message.
I'm black and I'm really loud. My husband's white and he's really loud. But what I was saying is, it was like almost 15 and a half years ago. I was pregnant. I was 2.5 months pregnant, and Yasmin had went with me. And long story short, that's the person I'm still talking to and everything. So it makes me feel bad that I still talk to him and everything, have a conversation, because me and him was good friends in high school, and I wanted to keep that connection as a friend and everything.
Okay. As long as it's not toxic, you do you.
Yeah, because I'm sure that could be another subject in itself. Male and friends with
Yeah.
significant others and all that. Like it's hard for me because you know how I am with my husband. Like, I vet his friends. I'm not even gonna front. Like, who's
Yeah.
that?
Honestly, that's another topic too. It's like I definitely don't call guys my friends anymore. Been proven to too many times that a dude would dead wait for you years and not say he has feelings for you, and then boom, out of nowhere. And for me, it's just I take it as betrayal. So I'm cool with a lot of people. I got homeboys and stuff, but friends, no. Do
Yeah,
I know half of my do I know half of my quote unquote guy friends would hit it if I let them? Yes. Probably all of them. Those are not friends. And that's just but you know what I mean.
absolutely.
Crazy exes. Lori, you have them. Tell us one of your stories.
Yes, Lori, I
And
like to
thank
hear
you.
them.
Thank you for participating, everybody listening. Send your feedback. What's your crazy story? What's the craziest thing you've ever had to deal with? Was that the one you told me, Yadi? That was the craziest one? The one that
Uh,
was stalking you?
well, that's just one. But like, but I like personally, I haven't had, I could say I've been fortunate enough that I haven't gone through so many like that in my life. Like, especially in high school, you have those stupid, crushes that turn a little psycho and all that craziness. And then I met my ex-husband, and like I said, I was young, I was 16, so that was a big portion of my life. I'm fortunate enough to say I haven't been around the block like that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing or a good thing, but at the end of the day, I've been fortunate enough to say I'm good. And I haven't had too many stalkers in my life, and when I did, I cut that shit off with the quickness. With the quickness.
Right. Okay. I feel you. Has any particular incident like really effective in any way?
One incident I can't say for myself, but I could tell my husband's story. Like he had a crazy ex before me. He went down to Florida and he moved in with her and he lived with her and her kids. And I could honestly say he left everybody here in New York behind and he just went down there to be in a relationship with her. He met her online. We talked about those online gaming chicks, how crazy they could be. He developed a relationship
Yeah.
online. He went down there to Florida, and after a couple of months, he started noticing some changes in her. And like she wouldn't sleep with him as much. She was talking late night on the phone, and to the point like he caught her like cheating. Like he caught her not red-handed, thank God, because I think he would have lost his shit.
Yeah.
But But to the point that he caught her, like she said she was one place where she really was somewhere else. And I remember his story told me that it was like Christmas Eve and he had to come back home. His mom and stepdad had to fly him back home, like spend mad money because it's expensive to travel on Christmas Eve because he went buck wild on her. He threw out all her shit into the yard. Like she had a PlayStation because that's where they met, and he threw it out in the yard. And you know how he is with his game, so he ain't throwing out shit for nobody. But he threw out her system out in the yard. He broke it. He went ballistic. He was like, you fly me over here, and you promises of a good relationship, and you're cheating on me like grimy. Now it just men. It was with women too. It was just like you would think he was like, dude, did I go and
Yeah.
work? It was just too much, and he was just like, no, I can't deal with this. So you could only imagine how he was. So even meeting me, he was just as guarded as I was. So we both broke down each other's walls, and here we are today, thank God. But like I can honestly say, he could said it was just a nightmare experience for him himself. I know if he was here, we'd probably have a better in depth, but that's just me summarizing all the craziness and that because it was just she was crazy. Like she didn't take care. Like I'm sorry, I'm kind of old school. Like you don't take care of your man. Like there's certain things you have to do for your man, and like she wouldn't do that. Like she wouldn't like look out for him. Like she wouldn't even cook dinner. She was a boba. I don't care. There's no other way to say it, but she was a boba. And like I laugh at it today because I joke with it. I was like, well, you know what? She had the nerve to hit him up on Facebook. Like after 2 years, here I am blissfully married with him, kid and children involved, and like I wrote her a really nice message. I was like, my husband's good, thanks for asking, but you have some nerve reaching out to him after what you did to him. Like, oh, I wish I had that message because I know I saved it somewhere, but that's too long and I can't search for it for now. We only got like what, an hour or so?
Um, it could go as long as we want. I just try to cut it down as I just try to cut it down a little bit, not try to go all the way to 2 hours so that I could upload it to my YouTube without problem.
Yeah,
But
but
no, it doesn't have
that
to be.
Yeah, but I could say, she was a user then. And when she had the nerve to, hit up my husband later on, I gave her a piece of my mind. And the most eloquently, however you said that, I'm sorry, my words are getting tongue-tied. In the best way fucking possible, I said it to her to
I
go
know what
fuck herself.
you mean.
In the best way possible, I told her to go fuck herself and never to reach back again. And she never did. But let me tell you, like that's it. There's no exes that reach out to my husband. He already knows. Not one message. If it does happen, he literally just sends it right to me. He's a good boy that way. No, this person hit
I'm
me
damn
up.
right.
Yeah, this person hit me up. This person sent me a message. I'm just letting you know. I'm not gonna send nothing back, but I'm just letting you know. I was like, okay, that's good. But that's how we call honesty. You start hiding shit like that, then that leads you to another ex then. Like, like that.
Anything you sus. And for those who don't know, sus is suspect. You hide anything in my eyes. I don't care if it's the fucking color of your shirt. You a liar automatically. But let me play this message.
You gotta ask me which one. I have a few of them, and some of them are mess around buddies too.
Bitch, you got quite a few. Anyone is fine.
Okay, I got a horror story for you. My ex-girlfriend
Yes.
is in a date with my mom.
She's she's what he said?
I couldn't hear that. Like he was mad low. Like if you're in the room
Was
with whoever you are with.
if you said your ex-girlfriend is dating your mom, then that's fucked up. Please send another message so I could clarify that. Um you ever had an ex that wanna be real petty when y'all break up? I had one of those. This dude was so mad. And I'm the type, like, if I get fed up with your shit, I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna move on. I will never like cheat or start talking, not even talking to the next person until I'm done with you. And that's just what happened with me and him. I told him straight up, whatever, and I started talking to somebody else. And he found out that I was dating another guy. And he started calling and blowing up my phone, and to the point where my new guy picked up the phone and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was fucking her last night and this," and like my new guy, first of all, he's obviously still getting to know me, so he could have chose to be like, "Oh yeah, that's what happened," but he knew this guy and our history, and he was basically just laughing at him. And then my ex went as far to be like, "Oh, I want my TV back." Yo, he's like shit that he bought, like didn't even pay for, but still shit that he just gave to me. And like, we was together for a couple of years, so we had plenty of things within the relationship. And I just found that this is super petty. Like, you really think you're gonna get somebody back that way? People really needs to think
I
before they
want my sweater
act.
back.
Ridiculous.
Be like, I want
um
my sweater back, please. Like you could keep that shit. Like stop.
so lame. Like,
It
get it
really
together,
is.
bro. You
Absolutely.
can
You
play
know
that.
what? Enough is enough. When do you say enough already? Like, how long does it take to cut them off? Like, I don't understand. Like, if I said no more, no more. Like, just leave it
It
at
was
that.
funny because the guy was here. Was told him, yeah, so come get it. He would, because he didn't want to get fucked up. But
Be like, yeah, look, come and get it. Do what you gotta do, boo. Like,
nuts.
it's not worth your inner peace. I got my peace now. It's not worth it. And you know what? I always say that, protect your peace. That's number one. Like, you don't need the drama. You don't need the heartache. You don't need the headache. Because, Lord, don't make me want to smoke.
Man, go ahead.
I'm in the supermarket and I don't give two fucks. Okay, I can give you one. I had this guy was messing around. He said he had two in his head, and what you call, I was messing around with him, and I thought I caught something. I didn't. He didn't want to talk to you anymore. I found out it was him from some other chick, and at that time I was messing around with three guys.
I remember him, fucking cocksucker. Fuck him, dirty ass.
Tell me how you really feel.
And I won't even judge the fact that she was fucking with three niggas. So what? Guys do it too. You do
No,
you. As long
absolutely.
as you're
Do
not hurting
you?
nobody. Because I definitely am not for the hurting and the cheating. But big boy, you just gotta definitely always be careful. You cannot trust nobody.
No, absolutely not.
I
Not
have
in those
never,
kind of circumstances.
and I will cross my heart on this one. I've never caught any STDs, and they're praying there will never be a day because that'll be the day that I'll break the shit off somebody. And I'm sorry, but no, I'm very careful about that. And you should too, because I have one a close friend of mine that I grew up with. You know, she made that mistake, and I warned her many times, and she just, she learned the hard way, and she's my age. She's in her 30s, and she contracted HIV, and now, you just signed a death warrant, and she has two children. It's sad. Just you can never be too careful.
Sorry, I just had to shoo my cat off the counter. Sorry.
I miss them.
The good thing is, even though I was messing around with like three or four guys, I wasn't dating none of them. That's the thing, and I was trying to be careful. So
Listen, that's called
No, I know
single
that.
and
I know that.
dating.
That's what I'm saying. You was dating, so you're not committed to nobody. Then you can date who you want.
See, and that's where the big difference is. People have to understand when you're dating, that's exactly what it is. Dating. That doesn't mean I'm exclusive with you or with you.
Right.
I'm
And
dating you. Yeah.
the stigma that women carry if they dare date more than one guy at once. So
Shoot, when it
I
was my
understand that.
husband, I was dating other dudes. Like when I met him, and what is his famous line? Don't worry, I'm gonna bury those dudes anyway. So don't worry, you could date whoever you want, but I'm gonna be the one that stays. And you know what? He's right. He buried all of them.
Yep, that's the one that gets the prize.
Absolutely. But nowadays,
Oh
you
man.
gotta be careful. That's
Come
all.
on,
And I'm
guys, clap it up. Thank you for being here, for listening. If you got any horror stories, please, we want to hear them.
yeah.
Let me think of right when you're thinking about shit, it's like, oh, the easiest that comes to mind is my last relationship before the one I was in now. I was actually engaged for 3 years to a piece of shit, violent drunk, and
Oh,
when we
was
did
that
break
the
up,
same?
you know,
The piece of work that I
yeah,
met?
yeah, yes.
Oh my
Some
God. The one that loved
somebody
I
created
can
that.
I
It's science
can I
lab.
talk about our first encounter with him? Like, him joking around with my husband, like he was in the bathroom. He was like, "Oh, do you need," he was jokes and he goes, "Oh, do you need warm
Please.
hands?" Oh my God. Do you need a set of warm hands? My husband was like, "What the fuck?" Like I
He
just
was
cried
yo,
laughing.
he later divulged to me that he kissed a guy before. I was like, you don't know what you want to be in life, do you? You just one big fucking don't know what you want to be follower. And those are really unattractive. I honestly lowered my standards the most I ever did in my life for that situation. And I don't talk on these situations, but since this is the topic, I'm gonna share. And when we did break up, we were still living together. So this motherfucker just took the abuse to the next level, like, which is why my anxiety, one of the reasons why my anxiety is so bad. Like he would just call and threaten me. He was abusing me in every way that you can. And the worst, honestly, is emotional and mental abuse, because those are hard to, like physical scars, they go away, but the ones inside definitely take work getting rid of. And
It's a
that was
process.
pretty bad.
Mhm. Oh, he was a piece of
It
work,
was
that's
so
for
bad.
sure.
And I'm about to divulge something that I haven't told, but maybe three people. But during that time, it was so bad, like the abuse, and being that he was just the last topping on the cake, not the first of many. I was at a point where I was just I couldn't take anymore, and every day I felt. This is why I'm very empathetic towards people who have heartbreak problems, you know, how it's hard for them to get over it and the pain that could come with it. Trust me, when it's been broken enough, it starts to really feel like you're having a heart attack. And
Mm.
I was feeling like that every day. And with his mouth and he would call me when I was with my friends. Like I try to get away from him sometimes, and he'd threaten me, and I'd fucking panic. I'd go into full anxiety attack, and it was really really toxic. So much that one night we were drinking, and he started. I don't remember what it was, but it made me feel bad enough that I took a almost a bottle of pills with the liquor, and I kept drinking till it was done. And the next day, no, that night, the next morning, I woke up in the hospital, and the doctor told me whatever I was trying to do, I should have not been here.
Wow.
And they kept me in a hold. I didn't tell many people this at all. I just knew at this time it was time for me to get the fuck away from him, because never in my life would I ever hurt myself for anybody. This, and let me make it clear, was just I don't want to feel this pain no more, which is why I'm empathetic towards people who do kill themselves, because I know they don't, in reality, nobody wants to die. They just don't want to feel the pain that they're feeling anymore. And that's how I felt.
Mm.
And that was my wake up call. And coincidentally, this happened the week before Chester Bennington killed himself, the front man from Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
So it like double hit me, and I was like, no. That's when I pick up my shit, and I was like, I don't want to go here, but I gotta go, and that's what I did. And that's one of my horror stories, the last one I've been through. And thank goodness, I my boyfriend now, I don't gotta worry about none of that. I don't get abused. I had to actually learn how to be treated right, because you gotta learn that after all your life not getting treated right. And yeah, I don't want to keep rambling, but yeah, that was a fucked up time.
Well, clapping for you because you knew when to enough was enough and find the strength in yourself to move forward because I know that was tough at that time.
It was really bad, and I've never shared it because I'm almost ashamed of it, because I'm not a weak person. I consider myself to be really strong, but I was in such a dark place that that's just what happened. He told me that I started foaming at the mouth and I was choking in my sleep, and that's when he called. Because I don't remember none of this. That's when he called
Mm.
the ambulance, and I woke up in the hospital. Let's. You could play a message if you want.
All right, hold on.
And you remember how you had to one time protect me from Raymond because he got a little too violent, and you got fed up with it, and that was the funniest thing ever because you had me recording it. And ever since that day, I'm happy I'm not in that relationship no more. Because I think you was thinking about that time when he had accidentally stabbed me. And like everybody said, it wasn't accidentally. Because he should have known he had scissors in his hand. But I felt like it was an accident because I forgot that he had scissors in his hand. And I know a lot of people protect their partners, but I wasn't trying to protect him because when I went to the hospital, I told him, leave me the fuck alone. I want to be by myself because I know they was going to try to get in trouble because I had kids with him. I have twin daughters by him. So, me, all I can think about is my kids.
Yeah, that's probably the guy that I hate the most that she's ever been with. And the only thing that came good out of that were the kids.
Mm.
Um, she's talking about a specific time that he was started arguing with her, and I was like, "You're not gonna put your fucking hands on her in front of me. Me and you gonna go at it." And that's exactly what I did. And I told her to record it because he's such a bitch. I wanted other people to know that. And all I had to do was punch a nigga in the nose, and he started crying. So that just goes to show you, men who put their hands on women ain't nothing but a bitch. And that
Yes.
topic alone just gets me heated.
Yeah, I know it does. 'Cause that gets me tight too.
Also, I never tell you the story about me. Why I really left Raymond. He put me to that point that I wanted to kill myself. I took over 8 pills. And nothing happened to me, thank God. But, like, I had one of my best friend's kids in the house with me. And he got upset because I bought him behind their back. Nigga, this is my family. I'm not gonna stop my family to come and see my kids. So the next day I did something stupid because it was his fault that I lost my twins for good. So it made me want to kill myself because that really hurt. Losing my kids and can't never get them because of his dumbass. Made me think that he really went and called ACS worker on me about my kids. So my ACS worker was against me, and
Yeah, he was the reason she lost him. He's total trash, and luckily they're able to be a part of her life, but she lost them legally. And I want to thank you for sharing that because I know it's not hard to share, and it's totally understandable all the feelings that you were feeling.
yeah, Raymond. He's the one that did that stupid shit. So I had 2 incidents. The first one was the suicide myself was in my first apartment. The second one, me losing my kids. Oh no, actually, that was in my second apartment. The first one, he accidentally stabbed me, was in our first apartment together. I should have just left him when I had my first apartment.
Well, the good thing is that he's gone and will never be a problem again because he's a piece of shit. And I'd hit him again. I actually had multiple experiences fighting for the homegirls of mine who were dating guys like that. Like there was the one time that I got arrested for it. And it was just because I've been trained and I fight. I could fight. And right, growing up in the streets like I have. So every time, cops have this new thing now where whoever looks fucked up is getting is it's the person that fucked them up is getting locked up regardless of who did what. And, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. What you think about that, Yadi?
Wow, I'm a loss for words because that I could,
It's deep,
you know
right?
what? It is very deep, and you know what? I applaud both of you because you both stood up for yourselves and y'all left the situation. Y'all didn't stay for it to get worse. I'm glad you're both here, to say the least. Like ain't no man
Thank
worth
you.
that pain. Like no, it's no man is worth that pain like that that is above yourself. Like no, and I'm glad you're both here. And like I said, like that moved me a little bit because that's deep. And like I said, you don't expect to hear things like that, but ideally, I'm glad to hear your stories. I'm just glad I've never, thank God, have been pushed to that limit, and I pray that I never get to that limit. But I understand how when too much is enough, like enough already. But I'm glad you both are here, and I'm glad you both are doing well. Let me play this message.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
hear you,
that.
and you're welcome for bringing it up. Yeah, it's not hard talking about it no more because I'm going through therapy for over 15, 16 years now. So, sorry if I sound out of breath because I'm walking up the steps. So, I'm pausing before I go upstairs. So, yeah, you've been a lot with me. Just like I've been in a lot with you. Me and you always gonna have each other's back because we knew each other from ever since she was 16 years old and I was 18 going 19.
Um, right. We actually met when we were 16. Wait, I was 16 years older than me, but we met we were summer school teachers. But yeah, we've definitely seen each other go through it, and she's actually fought a guy for me as well. So,
Hey, and they say girls can't fight. Go ahead and
yeah.
mess up some dudes.
Yeah, me and Lori, we a problem.
Yeah, strong, some girl power right here. I hear it, and that's applaudable for you guys. So I'm giving y'all applause for for y'all because that takes a lot of guts. And you're here today, and hey, you both sound good, and you're both doing well. So hardships make people stronger, and you're both stronger for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You could play that message.
All right.
You're
Wait, who was that? I wasn't looking.
Sophia. Sophia.
Oh, Sophia, what's up, girl? Welcome. Clap it up. Thanks for being here. Sophia, I'm sure she got some stories for us too. Send one. She
Yes,
always got them
horror
juice.
stories. Those horror stories, the bad exes, the bad lays, because you know what? Not everyone's an ex. Maybe they're just a bad lay. Like, come on, let's keep it moving. I'll play this.
hey, hey. I walked in on the last part of your conversation.
Yeah, we got into the really really toxic ex shit, but I'm saving all the abuse stuff for another show.
Yeah, we are. Remember the time that I had a fight with that blood dude and you had to break it up and I accidentally that's what got us even closer after that fight. You had to break it up and he still tried to hit you and he pulled your earring and that's what made me want to swing at him again. And he's the one that pulled your hair too. And I punched him for that. I'll keep on dodging, hitting you to hit him because he kept on grabbing you because he thought he was grabbing me. And that other crazy fight that I had with, damn it, I forgot his name. That he got so drunk and he thought he was hitting you and he started swinging at me. And I told you I'll never go see you while you were in his house. And we always hang out outside of that house. The person that has my little precious granddaughter.
Yeah, we're not naming names here because I don't want to hear nobody's shit.
The nameless.
Yeah,
Hold on,
that
let me
is
play this.
another. I mean,
All right, let's play this as a
I could tell
message.
you about my daughter's father when I met him. He told me he was 25 and I was 17. He was really 30, and I found out during income tax when he tried to claim me. It was a little too late, you know. I was already in love with the guy. And we used to have domestic violence back and forth every night. Every night we was fighting because I wanted to hang out with my homegirl and he wouldn't let me.
all right. I know. Obviously, I know who you're talking about. I just want to know that no longer happens, right? But I know you've been through it too, and that's just some fucked up shit. I'm glad you got out of that okay as well.
I remember one time he beat me so bad that I landed in the hospital. I found out I was pregnant, and he gave me something at the same time. And but I couldn't keep the pregnancy
Motherfucker.
because it was inside the tube, and had I waited a few days, I would have ended up bleeding to death.
Mm,
Wow.
that's crazy.
He's lucky you have anything to do with him, even with the kids. Like, cause honestly, after all that, you could have, and nobody would have did nothing about it because of what he's done to you. So I commend you wholeheartedly.
That's right. Give yourself a clap, clap, clap that up.
Clap it up for her.
After not seeing him so many years, I ended up bumping into him and letting my daughter see him when she was maybe like 11. And he be acting like, nigga, us, we women want him. Like, I want him. And I'm like, no, nigga, you got the Batman signal on top of your head. Look at that fucking receding hairline. And your fucking toes that look like fucking trees growing out of it. Nobody wants you.
She she said the Batman symbol. Like,
And those types have the audacity to treat other people like that.
oh my goodness.
Audacity is huge here.
Hold on one second. No, the husband just got home.
Yo, go play your lame station. We're busy.
Let's not get started again with the lame station or the shit box.
Yes, the nameless person. But I don't mind bringing up my ex's names because you know me, I give two craps about them assholes. And my husband knows all about them because I'm in the house, as you can hear my son singing to the Christmas tree right now.
He's so cute. I love him.
Oh,
Nah, but I meant on my side, not yours. You can say whatever you want for your side. Just don't name no names from my side, cause they do pay attention.
Oh no, it's not my kids. They don't have the same father. I have ran away from my daughter's father when I was pregnant. Like I didn't have nothing to do with him until maybe like 2 or 3 years ago when I found that he had another baby mama.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I know that. I just thought you were talking about your son's father. My fault. But either way, I still you don't really. I mean, he's not really active doing shit for him, right? So you're better off. You're a strong woman and you're a great mom. You don't need it anyway. Right, Yadi?
absolutely. I'm just saying, clap it up for yourself. That's uh yeah, ladies are some strong women
Yeah.
out here, you know?
Oh, and there's another story. There's this guy that I met from jail. We was riding back and forth. So when he got out, we started hanging out with each other. The nigga fell in love with me. And then when I found out he was doing other drugs, I decided to say, nah, chill out. So one day I'm hanging with his peoples, and I went to go give them some soda. He got mad, and then he took the soda from me and drenched it on me. After that, I told him get the fuck out, right? Then the same people that I went to give some soda, they chased him out the house, and I didn't see him after that. He found me in a women's shelter and kept stalking me every morning, being out there at 6 a.m. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you a bum ass nigga. You sleeping in the park. He used to talk reckless to get rid of him. And he was like, oh, baby, I love you. I love you. He broke his EBT card and sliced.
Oh shit, son. She got the crazies. That's a good crazy story. We was talking
That
about those earlier and stalkers, like, bro,
yeah,
those are
that's
the worst.
definitely a crazy right there because that's just ridiculous.
I get real disrespectful as motherfuckers do that shit. I hate it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
like don't
care what's
touch
wrong in your
my shit.
brain. Don't get it fixed. Get the fuck away from me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you sharing.
Yes,
You got
thank
any
you so
more to share?
much.
Everybody
Unfortunately, I
who
don't.
joined, I appreciate you as well. I always support whoever I meet on here.
There's this
Yes.
one guy I met before Tio, and he pops out of nowhere sometimes saying, "Oh, that boy might be mine," and da 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 da. I'm like, "Yo, you need to chill out. We wasn't even together at that time, so maybe take it a couple of steps back."
Yeah, he want to
That's
be
not.
with you that bad. He wanted to be his.
Now, point blank is exes are crazy, and these relationship stories are just still beside myself with a couple of these stories that I've heard already. And you know what? You ladies are stronger than you know, and look where you at now. Se levanta, ya.
And
That's great.
you know what? I appreciate the lady sharing. I wish some guys would share because they're the ones always talking about females being crazy. Y mira, tú tienes todo el mundo de hombre que son locos también. Guys are crazy too.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I know there's men's out there. There's plenty of men out there that have crazy ex stories. And like I said, just shared a little one. I know you have one, babe. I shared your wonderful, crazy Florida experience.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
That's that's what I said. Oh, he would love to mention he had one that she slept with him, what,
I'm sure
once?
he had a few.
Yeah, he slept with one once, and she claimed that she was knocked up. So she says that she wants to go and have an abortion. So he went out
Oh
and
my
he
god.
he paid for this. But mind you, he didn't do the math. Let's put it out there. My husband did not do the math. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it could only take one time, don't get me wrong, but he did, she was actually a lot further along, and they, like I said, the math was not right. So it wasn't his. So he pretty much took care of her business for somebody else. And she didn't even want him there. Like it was just she played him for a sucker, and that's exactly what I said to him too. I was like, "Damn, that's just wow." There are some
It's
grimy
deep,
chicks out
yeah.
there too. Mm-hmm.
Doodoo. Doodoo doodoo.
Absolutely. If I had the donkey sound, she would get the donkey ass sound too.
Yeehaw. I gotta get a soundboard.
Like that's
Goddess, what
lame.
about the latest guy who I've been talking to since January? And recently, I
This
went to
guy.
comment on a post, and some girl hits me up. He was having a fucking whole nother life with another chick. Had me thinking we're gonna have babies and move in with each other and so much shit.
That's something I never understood about people. Like, why sell dreams? First of all, keeping it 100 gets you a long way when it comes to that type of shit. And
Oh, that yeah, go
you
ahead.
selling dreams. Just be a fucking jerk. I don't need the dreams to go with that. If you're gonna choose one fucking falsehood, don't pile it up.
Oh my God, that was one of the guys I was dating before my husband. He was I call him Mr. Real Estate because he so-called was a big real estate guru, had millions in the bank. He was like, I'll even give you a bank statement if you want it. And I'm just there like, I'm not looking for money. If I wanted money, boo, I would have that. That's not what I wanted. But he was just so full of himself. And then, you know what? He was like, "Oh, I have to go away to where was it? Arizona for a week for a convention or some stupid shit." And by then, my husband swooped me off my feet. It was done. Like I said, he buried everybody else. So it was just like, wh- it's like he was like, "Yeah, try to be a grave digger, bro, because you ain't getting that no more." Like it was done, and then when he did hit me up, I was like, not for nothing. I feel like you were bullshitting me. Oh, I could prove it. He was so full of himself. He was so full of himself. And you could tell that people who just blow that much gas up your ass is so full of shit themselves.
Yeah, and it's unattractive.
Absolutely.
You could play a
Well, then
message.
I will.
That is messed up. And yeah, what that other girl said, I had a situation similar to that in my past, and it's true. Guys should go out there and talk about their exes, but some guys are not open like that. You should be happy. You have a husband that's okay. You talk about his stories. My husband, if I talk about his stories, I have to ask him if it's okay, because a lot of that he don't like talk about his passes like that.
Oh, she does. She does on the side before we do the show. She knows what she does discuss with her husband.
No,
But
absolutely. I don't just put
right.
him on blast. I have to let him know, like, okay, are you okay for me to talk about that? But then he's looking at me right now. He's like, I don't mind. Like, things that happened before you is pretty much null and void anyway.
Yeah,
So let me play
it's
this.
it ain't
I
shit.
know the other girl still hits me up sometimes to check on me and see if I'm okay. You know, I don't know how to take that. So, because I never really spoken to the other woman.
She just want to know if you still dealing with him, point blank.
I
And
second that.
honestly, there's no prize there. He could. I don't care how good looking you are. Once you treat people like trash, you are trash.
Damn
Oh
right.
yeah, now I remember. My third son, I had this dude in Thrall's Neck in the Bronx claiming my son is his. I'm like, dude, my son is my complexion and he looks more like me than his father. And my first three kids have the same father. So yeah, you can think whatever you want, because at the end of the day, all my kids have my genetics, thank God.
They do. And your son sound like Baby Yoda in the background.
What's his name? I forgot his name again. They announced his name this past week. Sorry to be off topic, but Baby Yoda is not Baby Yoda. Is what Grogu, right?
Oh yeah, Grogu. That's Baby
Yeah,
Grogu.
it's Grogu.
They should have did that from jump. He's Baby Yoda. I gotta get used to that. He don't look like a damn Grogu. Me and my boyfriend had this argument. Well, this debate. I was like, "He no, I don't accept it yet. You can play that."
Oh, all right.
That's so messed up. My son don't even like talking. He about to be 2 years old next month on the 21st. And it's crazy, he still won't talk. He'll say little words in here and there. He's just like screaming a lot.
First of
My
all,
baby's
that was not that was not that was not. I'm not. I wasn't trying to be offensive, baby. You know I'm obsessed with Baby Yoda. Come on, for me that was cute, and your son is freaking adorable. He's cuter than you, thank God. So
yeah, my baby's gonna be 13 next month on the 22nd.
I can't even believe that.
I know.
My
It's
gosh,
crazy.
because he's such a little guy.
He is.
His
He's a
growth
petite.
spurt's coming though. Watch.
Oh, I know. I know. His mouth is not
It's like my
behind though. I
boyfriend's
gotta
son.
tell you that.
During this
Up there.
COVID, my boyfriend's son, his voice is he went from sounding like a little boy to a man now, and he's 12. It's crazy. They just grow up too
Oh,
fast.
I know you wasn't. I was just joking. It's just my son is just silly little boy. Shoot, my daughter was silly at this age too. They both playing in the hallway right now.
Oye, pero este cabrón, this fucking dog, he ate my fucking cheesecake. Just bochinchando aquí.
Yeah. Yo, I love hot dog. He's extra energetic. He loves everybody. Dito, you know
He's
you
eating
can't leave no
good.
shit around.
He's eating good though. I'm just saying. Now I want a cheesecake.
I'm about to choke slam this little fucking dog. I'm about to elbow drop this dog. I'm about to leg drop this dog.
I hear O in the back like, no. Oh, Lottie, her little son, her youngest son. Well, she has one son, but his name is Owen as well.
Aw, like my big Owen. He's my first.
She named him off the wrestler, though, I believe.
Yeah, yes, I named him
Earlier, he
after
was
Omar.
biting all over himself.
Thank you for the update on the kids. Love it.
Yeah, he's crying for his dog. He's like, no, not my puppy.
Bendito.
Aw,
Stop terrorizing him. Come
yeah,
on,
my
guys.
kids
I
were
want to
named
thank
after
everybody
wrestlers.
listening. Please, if you got something to say it or forever hold your peace. But I want to hear from the dudes. Does any dudes got any horror stories? Because I date females too. I know you guys got stories.
I
So
know,
far,
very
we've just
solid the dude.
guys are crazy too.
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And I'm happy I was on this and open up to y'all to talk about my past and everything. Stop screaming in the background.
Thank
That
you.
sounds me on a regular day. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh man, I'm
Oh
crying.
man. Oh, here's a good one. I used to date this chick. First of all, the reason I broke up with her, well, I was dating her. First of all, she was one of those chicks that do everything for herself and she doesn't give a shit about what her kids are walking or eating or looking like. And she would basically spend all their child support on herself. Like she would be caked up with Jordans and Gucci, and her kids would be Payless and Walmart. And I don't respect that at all. And if I don't respect you, obviously, why am I be in a relationship with you? But the last straw, was when I found out that this chick, she was selling herself on Craigslist.
Oh my God.
And I also found out that she smashed a bunch of my homies, and I was like, I mean, it was before me, but still, like, I didn't know the type of hole I was getting into. And luckily, I didn't catch nothing, but that was pretty crazy for me. I mean, you don't every day unknowingly get into a relationship with a whore, with a whole prostitute.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's not
People,
like they wear a sign. Hey, yeah, look, I'm a hoe. Just fuck with me. Like that's not how it works. They grind you.
Yo, let me meet that chick so I'll put her in check. What you call it?
she's not the worth the time at all. She was an opportunist. I'm a good woman, and anybody I be with fall in love with me, and I treat you good. But she definitely wasn't worth none of that. Ratchet of all ratchetness.
I'll tell her straight up. Yo, Doc, your ass could do way better than your ass. Because I had my few girls that act like they wanted me all to themselves. I still have one. I knew her for 12 years. And she wanted me to be all about her and basically forget guys. And that's not me. I'm bisexual. I like both. You can't set me for me liking that too, then they can't work out.
That show is coming too, so I hope that you're. Matter of fact, you should be my co-host on that show because I'm gonna be talking about the stigmas related to bisexuality and a little bit about the gay community as well.
Uy, qué sucia.
Exactly. And for those who don't understand what she said, "What a dirty bitch," in other words. And yes, she was, because is it? And then you're a mother on top of that. there was no reason for her to be selling herself. She was getting weighted. She was, first of all, she had 5 kids, and
Jesus.
she was getting cake. She was caking from all their child support. So there was really no reason. I couldn't tell you.
Collecting child support was a full-time job, it sounds like.
Yeah, the only job. Sad
I
shit.
know. Mm-mm.
That's why I feel for guys, you know, they really honestly, that's another show too. They get the shit end of the stick most of the time when it comes to the court and the child support and shit like that. There's a lot of good guys that really get fucked. I'm a
Yeah.
Pleiades because we got
Yo, that sounded like somebody was getting hurt. Are the kids okay? Mr. Nuggets, chicken in.
Hey, Mr. Nuggets, thank you for joining. That was funny. Yeah, okay. The kids sound a little wild in the back.
Yeah, come
You
on,
could play that,
fellas.
yeah.
All right.
I will try my best if it works for me, because you see what happened to us yesterday. It wouldn't work for me.
Hold on one sec.
Okay.
She just wanted to get dick down. That's the only reason. She might as well get money and dick down.
Mm,
That
mm,
makes
mm.
sense. She makes a lot of sense.
It's true.
This was before OnlyFans, so I'm pretty sure you're right.
It's
Those
just
were the
because she
days.
was a lazy ass bitch. That's all it is.
That too. Sophia's wise.
If you're gonna be a mother and be in the sex industry, make sure the kids is looking fly as well as you. You can't be selling your fucking toto out there and your kids is looking like bums. That's not how it goes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. She makes a lot of sense.
She
Thank you
does.
for
She
your feedback. It's real shit, bro.
Nobody was getting hurt over here. My kids was like screaming really loud, and they was playing around. Stop doing that. My daughter's doing it on purpose, so she likes hearing her voice in the background when it goes play.
Yeah, because they don't sound like they're crying right now. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Nuggets was joking.
That's facts, because I make sure my kids is good. Even though if I can't afford something nice for them, I always make sure they look decent. My kids is always first. You guys know that, because I don't play that game. I see how those parents was when I was a kid. I was like, if I ever have kids, I'll make sure my kids look Gucci, name brand or not. I'll still make them look good.
Yes, girl.
Definitely. That's right. First of all, you look like a bum when it comes to your kids. If you don't got it like that, then they should look like they got it like that.
Absolutely. 100%.
I gotta keep it real, because before my daughter and maybe like a year after my daughter, there was no way in hell I was laying with another dude without them paying me or giving me money. So I know what that part is. But to have my daughter out there looking crazy, that was not gonna happen. My daughter had everything she ever wanted, and beyond, because there was toys that she really didn't play with that was just standing there for no reason.
And that, I'll give it to you too because I definitely don't judge it. You got to do what you got to do. And when I was born, my mother was a stripper. She was a topless dancer for a while. So that's how she got us to have everything we needed. And she was a
And
hoe too. She would say herself.
well, that's what she found. She
But
had
that's how
to
I
do
met
it.
some of my crazy exes too. Like during that situation. And I didn't even need the money because I was, working at the same time anyways. Like working and doing that, I was rolling in dough and I saved some, which ended up being useful during my wrestling phase because some of that money ended up going, to that.
I feel you. My fault, Yadi. What you were saying?
I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying, like, I've never had to depend on from a man, and if I did, I've been fortunate enough that they had to do what they have to do. But I understand sometimes
Right.
hardships make people do what they have to do, and you can't. I don't knock it. I don't knock it at all. To each this their
All
own.
right, guys. I'm about to end this show. It's been great. If you have anything else to say it now.
Have a whole
And
day.
directly following this show, I will be uploading it to YouTube for those who missed it. Uh, you can find me at BMF Goddess on YouTube for more. And Yadi will definitely be a reoccurring guest host. She's awesome. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me,
And
and
thank
I'm
you.
always available. Well, not like that. You know what I mean. I'm always here. So talk, whatever, and anyone else wants to hit me up, y'all can always hit me up. I'm a good
Thank you,
listener as well as a
everybody.
talker. All right.
Have
Have
a
a
good
good night,
night.
everyone.
It's TGIF. Get saucy, not too saucy. Stay corona free. Peace out.
All right. Bye.